r/AskReddit. What's your extremely specific pet peeve? Someone telling me to do something that I am clearly about to do. I could be standing over the table with a damp dish rag in my hand, literally descending towards the tabletop, and my mom would breeze by and say, "Hey, make sure you wipe off the table." Makes me insanely angry that she puts her need to feel in control of every situation by issuing commands above the simple power of observation. Oh my god, I hate this. I call it stealing good intentions. Now I'm not doing it because I am a thoughtful person, but because I'm your beach. I love that and I'm using it. Aaron, stop stealing my good intentions by calling me to ask if I will please send the email confirming the task I am doing. I am seconds away from completing the task and sending the email on my own. You are just delaying me. Rotten hell, okay thanks. Slow people when I'm getting stuff done. Rushing people when I'm just strolling. People, what a bunch of a-holes. When I set a backpack down against a wall, it tips over onto the floor. So I think to myself, okay, this means if I turn it 180 degrees, all of that tipping force will direct it to the wall. Therefore holding it upright, then it tips onto the floor again. Edit. Some weird ass grammar. I was basically asleep when I wrote this. It's a universal constant. Similar to toast falling jam side down and your previous cash register line suddenly moving at light speed once you move over. Oh, so similar to how you can never get a USB to fit properly, so you flip it over and it still won't fit, only to fit on the second try with the original orientation. There are just some phrases in conversation that irk me to no end. I have one friend I know who whenever they have something to add to a conversation will interject and say time out, time out, time out repeatedly until everyone else stops talking so his point can be made. Ugh. What the duck? That would actually be super annoying. Next time he tries doing it, just keep talking. See how long he can keep it up. That'd be kinda fun. Time out to me 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 at time the duck out. Putting a sock and then a shoe on and then putting the other sock on and then the shoe. IDKY, it makes me uncomfortable. People do that. I've seen a lot of my friends do it and my mom. When people don't rinse off things like peanut butter or egg yolk when they put their dishes in the sink, that shit dries like cement. Or they just leave bits of food on the ducking plate and it all ends up in one cup as a puddle of ducking aids. I'm sorry I bled in your cup. Yelling at a store clerk or customer service rep over something, a policy that is completely out of their control. From the employee point of view, I would love nothing more than to grab someone and bash their face into the counter. Working in fast food for 10 years, you truly see the worst of society. Someone got pissy at me because the price on an item was 10 cents off, and they demanded to see my manager to fix the problem. Who gets pissed over 10 cents? Using 400 hashtags on your Instagram posts. People who use hashtags on Facebook. That's no longer a stupid thing. Before, when people were using them on Facebook, it wouldn't do anything. Now it actually works like normal tags should. People who leave their popcorn, drink cups, snack wrappers etc. behind at the movie theater instead of throwing that shit away as they leave. If you can carry it in, you can carry it out. A-holes. It isn't even inconvenient. Trash is literally on the path to the exit. What the duck is wrong with people? I know, you physically can't leave without passing at least 2 trash cans, at least at the theater I work at. People trying to prompt you into asking them about something. My mother will open her phone and say something like "oh no," but then stay silent or keep repeating herself until someone asks what's going on. To quote Dragon Ball Z Abridged, you keep standing there prompting us to ask you what's happening. Just tell us. I always feel accomplished when I don't ask them what's going on. Have a coworker that does this. She'll laugh really loud, and if no one asks her what was funny, she'll laugh again but louder. Quiet down, and if still no one asks, she'll do it again. After the 3rd round of laughter, she'll get up and come over and tell us what she thought was funny. When people pronounce especially with an X, I, E, especially. Do you have aneurysms at the coffee shop? 1 espresso please. Oh god, help me. Liberi, you are hereby written off as a human being. Your face is all red, like a strawberry. Don't have kids. Chewing. When there's no background noise and all you can hear is the other person chewing. Just thinking about it makes me irritable. Yeah, I can't stand it. I have to leave sometimes. Drives me absolutely crazy. Also, if you're an adult, eat with your mouth closed. Be civilized. People stopping at stop signs and then waving me through when it's not my turn. I don't get unreasonably irate about much, but that seriously pisses me off. Someone did this to me while I was biking home a few weeks ago. I was in the middle of stopping and just about to put my foot on the ground when they waved me ahead. So I tried to regain my balance and get my feet back on the pedals, but my momentum was already gone, and I lost control of the bicycle, rode into the curb and tipped over. So yeah, thanks for making me embarrass myself, you excessively polite a-hole. I hate it when they wave me through and it is my turn. I was going to go even if you hadn't waved me through. Duckface. When a person pronounces nuclear as nuclear, it's ducking phonetic. You waste of space. George Bush pronounced it like that and it caught on. Nuclear. People that decide what to eat when they get to the counter. You had the whole line to think. Ducker. I do this because I have bad vision. Sorry. Can't tell you how many times I've wanted to punch someone for this. I worked at Starbucks for years and in a very busy location. Usually a solid line of maybe 10-15, sometimes upwards of 20 people in line. The reason the line is so long was because no one used the time they waited to decide what to order. Yet everyone always complained that the lines were long. Drove me bonkers. Teeth on wooden stirrers popsicle sticks. Just thinking about it makes me twitchy. What gets me is teeth on metal forks. Is it the sound? For me it's the texture of movement that is just wrong. My dog licks everything. She will sit there and just lick the same thing. Floor, wall, a foot, non-stop. The sound of her licking drives me insane. My pug does the same. She'll be just trying to relax and start licking. Oh god, the sound STAHP. Ugh. I have a lab that likes to lick her private parts for like 5 minutes at a time. And she makes the most disgusting slurping sounds. It makes me nauseous just thinking about it. Windshield wipers going too fast. Why do windshield wipers only have 2 settings? I need more than one wipe every 86 years or metronome for a Skrillex album. Every car I've owned, oldest being a 1997, has had at least 5 speed options. I've never understood that argument. When you put a stack of chicken nuggets and ketchup on the same plate, and one of the pieces I have yet to eat slides and touches the ketchup without my permission. Goddamit, nugget, wait for your turn. When people want to stretch out a word like cute and turn it into QTE instead of coolant, it's the wrong ducking vial, you dingbats. People using to when they mean to use to bugs me so hard. My best friend's wife does it in her. I want so badly to correct her, but politeness prevents it. I know, right? Is it too difficult for people to use the correct form? True story, when one of our family dogs died, my father made a little coffin and I guess you could call it, plaque with dogs or people that it bugged me so hard to bury her like that. But I had to let it slide because making a sad day worse for petty spelling mistakes wasn't a good scene. Some years later, I gave my sister a restored photo of that dog. She was the one closest to her, framed, and on the frame, I'd hand painted dogs or people too. A sad little in-joke of sorts, I guess, or a way of honoring a memory. I had warred internally whether to finally fix it, or be true to how it was is, and let sleeping dogs lie. Anyhow, one day, the mother of my sisters, at the time, partner noticed it and took it upon herself to take a Sharpie to it to add the other O. Not cool, beach. Lies that I call grey lies. I hate when people lie about irrelevant shit, usually to make themselves look better. It just annoys me to the maximum. I used to sing. I was really good and was going to pursue a career. A record company even offered me a $250 000 contract. But I wasn't interested in them. Didn't want to lower myself. You want a career in singing but you turned down the only offer you've ever gotten? And $250k? I'm sure. Yep, I went over to that girl's house last night and we had sex. That's why her Snapchat showed her at a club in LA. I sell the dankest weed. One bowl will get you high. Trust me, that's why it looked like stress in that Instagram photo. Okay. That's not grey. That's pants on fire red. A grey lie is I'll be there in 5 minutes when you'll be there in 10. A red lie is here's this thing that never ducking happened ever but I wanna impress you and brag. I hate people who go okay. Guys with dirty long ass ducking fingernails. Absolutely terrible. Dirty, long ass ducking fingernails? Explaining something to me while they're trying to eat. Either shut the duck up and eat, or shut the eat up and duck. Well, that took an unexpected turn. When people say I'm the kind of person that, I'm the kind of person that doesn't really care about how people start their sentences. Alternatively, I'm not normally a fill in the blank, but then proceed to share a story or trait that is the very embodiment of what they are denouncing. People writing then when they mean than. Totally, nothing worse than that. When someone invites you to go somewhere and then you get there and they're late, if you're making the plans you shouldn't be the one that's late. People who talk about themselves all the time. The most frequent words in their conversation are I, my or we. Their inability to get past this is so complete that they have nothing to add to higher level discussions and will inevitably change the subject back to them. I feel like I do this. Am I doing it now? I try not to, but I try really hard to relate to the material we're discussing. I try not to swing it back to myself. Oh god, I am doing it now, aren't I? I at least try to put myself in the context of the conversation as discussing things only barely related as they relate to myself. Yep, I'm the kind of person that does this shit all the time. Unfortunately, especially when I'm talking with people I don't know that well, like when I happen to be sitting next to them during luncheon. It seems as though they just don't want to talk about themselves, and so that only aggravates my narcissistic tendencies. Christmas shopping and the person in front of you just stops walking right in the middle of an aisle to either look at something or talk to their spouse. Seriously, we are all being considerate but WTF. Hell, just going shopping and people do this. Or they walk in a big group and take up the whole aisle so you can't get around their slow asses. It's spelled aisle. Getting scolded or yelled at in front of other people. Criticize in private. Apologize in public. That's what my dad always taught me. Dog-earing the pages of a book instead of using bookmarks. IDGAF if it's your own copy, just don't. Also, when people say conversate. My first, 5 years of learning English I was taught to always say conversate. Now I realize how wrong I was. The verb form of conversation is actually to converse, but almost nobody uses it. Sending me links to pretty much anything without warning and a description of what it is first. No, I'm not just going to stop what I'm doing to watch a video of a guy breaking his balls on a snowboard or something. I hate when people things are unnecessarily loud. The TV doesn't need to be at full volume. When I'm sitting next to someone, they don't need to yell at me. I'm not asking for a constant whisper, but please, keep it down. When people don't replace the toilet paper roll, I understand. There's a little bit left. Waste not, want not. But if it's to the point that you're using a new roll and just setting it on top of the old roll, we're gonna have words. I can't fathom why people do this, either. It feels like more worth trying to get the TP off the new roll each time than just replacing it. The audio volume indicator that covers half the freaking screen when I change the volume on my iPhone. Every time I watch a YouTube or FB video I usually have to alter the volume and the damn stays on forever and I can't see half the video. I hate it so much. Why haven't they changed it yet? Cooked rice stuck to socks. When cashiers give back your change with coins on top of the paper bills. But that's how they're supposed to do it, so that you can see what you're getting rather than potentially be ripped off as you put it away without noticing any discrepancies. That gas, at least in the US, is priced with a 9 out of 10th of a cent. It tricks people. A lot of people see a number like $3.99 and think $3. Like they forgot how to round numbers like they learned to do when they were 6 and instead cast it to an integer. $3.999 doesn't change much, because people will still think $3, but I bet the price is getting rounded up no matter what. Do people actually round numbers like that? I've been rounding up the $X, 99 or $X, 95 to $X plus 1 since before they bothered to teach us rounding. When it's so obviously drama but the other person refuses to acknowledge the shit they're putting up. Ducking. Stop putting energy into your pathetic ducking high school social life themed bullshit and do your goddamn jobs. Earn your paycheck and go home. I didn't think it was such a ducking had concept. Rage. Maybe not too specific, but people who walk around hallway corners on the left side and run into you as you are rounding it, and then get mad at you for running into them, like you were on the wrong side of the hall. I know it's not the road, but still, please walk on the right side of the halls. Doing a poor job putting lids on things. When I understand what someone says and I say, oh, gotcha, I thought you said this other thing, and then they tell me again what they said. When I watch American TV and everyone wears indoor shoes, like why? Just wear socks inside? When your friend brings his girlfriend over to your place and get cuddly and shit. When people say nauseous but mean nauseated. My grandmother taught English. I was with her when she was waking up from surgery, and I really should have known better, but I asked her if she was nauseous. She was heavily drugged but said no, I am nauseated. Your grammar is nauseous. Now I never get them mixed up. When I go to a fast food place and the little tabs on the lid for my drink was already punched in by whoever's fixing them, I wanted to do that. When there is double doors at a shop or restaurant or pub and they only unlock one of them, are they saving the second door for a special occasion or what? Damn food stuck in my teeth. I'm not that gap-toothed of a person yet. When something gets in there I'm infuriated if it isn't out within 10 seconds. Popcorn stuck, movie ruined, pips stuck, fruit ruined, corn stuck, barbecue ruined. Go to the bathroom and wash it out then. Get a toothpick, meticulous warmth. Duck you and your rationality. Crumbs underneath my elbows. When someone calls me on the phone, and then continues to talk to someone they're with while I sit there listening to half a conversation. WTF, didn't you call me when you were done talking to that other rando? Mom. Edit. Spelling. Lasai. People who deep throat their food like they are giving a blowjob. There's no reason to eat ice cream, churros, hot dogs, etc. in that manner. It is disgusting and messy. I can't say I've ever seen this. I get irrationally pissed when people do not use their blinkers. I really hate it when people specify the brand name of a certain food item, or say the full name of it. Some examples include saying Welch's Fruit Snacks instead of just Fruit Snacks, or Mucho Mango Arizona Tea instead of just Mango Arizona Tea. I get really annoyed when someone tells me or I overhear them talk about how humans only use about %10 of our brains or how our blood is blue. I try to correct them when I can, but seeing the smugness leave their face to go onto mine when they go onto Google is priceless. On a 2-lane road, when approaching a red light, if you're going straight and there are no cars already at the light, you should get into the left lane so that any cars behind you that want to turn right don't have to wait for the light. I seen no. No, you ducking didn't. You saw. Seen is never used alone as a verb. Stop it. Wishing happy birthday to dead people on Facebook. Happy birthday Gramps. You would have been 135 today. He can't hear you. Plus, the whole point of wishing someone a happy birthday is because they survived that many years. People who tailgate when driving. Literally 90% of people on the road in Los Angeles. The rule is to maintain roughly a car length distance for every 10 miles per hour. So at 60 miles per hour you really should leave about 6 car lengths of distance in front of you at all times. Even then, I only typically leave maybe 1.5 to 2 car lengths of distance in front of me, which is just like a huge effing open invitation for tailgaters to go from driving right up my ass to zipping around me and then cutting in front of me, forcing me to slow down to get a safe 1.5 to 2 car lengths distance behind them. I mean, Jesus Christ. I'm driving at like 70 miles per hour with a comfortable and safe distance in front of me, and people see that as a sign to just cut in front of me. I can't say that I don't wish those people get into a car accident later that day, not wishing injury or death on them, just for them to totally wreck their car and leave them screwed for transportation. Like maybe they tailgate someone and then the person in front of them slams on their brakes, forcing the tailgater to veer off into a tree. Yep, that would be nice. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.